welcome to the Electric Graveyard Podcast, where we talk everything horror, thriller, and sci-fi. May it be movies, video games, TV shows, true life, creepypastas, etc. If it's creepy and unsettling, then buckle up. We're going to talk about it. So, lock your doors and turn off the lights, because we're about to explore the unknown and conquer fear itself as we traverse across the Electric Graveyard. I'm your host, Haunted. Happy Halloween, everyone. Our very first episode is jam-packed this month, with plenty of horror news aplenty, video game releases for the month of October, what I've been watching for all of the month of October, some of my favorite opening scenes, and quite possibly one of my most controversial hot takes. With that being said, let's dive right into the news, shall we? First up we got, apparently Matthew Lillard still believes his Scream character Stu Macher is definitely alive. Now, this is super interesting, because I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that's been saying for basically fucking years, like, there's no way Stu's dead. Like, yeah, he's got some, he's been stabbed a couple times. Did he get shot? I don't think he got shot. And, TV fell on his head. Fine. Those aren't all like, they're not really fatal. Like, you could survive those. And I mean, there's no way to tell whether or not he actually got electrocuted. So technically he died off screen, so to speak. And I mean, I'm not really big into comics, but the rule when it comes to off-screen deaths, especially when it comes to like comic book movies or just comic books in general, if it's an off-screen death, chances are they're going to come back somewhere down the line. Now, what makes this even more interesting, though, is the original writer for Scream 1, Kevin Williamson, is apparently taking on directorial duties for the next Scream movie. So, is it possible? Could we perhaps see Stu again? Maybe? I mean, we're definitely not seeing Billy. Billy's fucking dead. I don't give a fuck. You can't survive a fucking gunshot wound right to the head. You're not getting up after that. I don't care how much you admire Michael Myers. You're not getting up. Alan Wake 2 receives a free anniversary update along with the DLC, releasing with the Lake House DLC, which released on the 22nd of October. A free anniversary update will be immediately available. Included in this are various platform-specific quality of life updates, a game assist menu, and with a slew of various toggles. I just finished the Lake House DLC merely hours before recording this. If you haven't played Alan Wake 2, if you haven't played the Lake House, or let alone Alan Wake 2, I mean, you've only got a few more days left in October. That is a super great game to play for October, or for just getting into the Halloween season, and is quite possibly one of my favorite games of the past, I don't know, 5 years, something like that. Mike Flanagan and Stephen King will re-team for a Carrie television series for Amazon. Now, when it comes to Mike Flanagan, I'll basically watch anything from him that I can get my hands on. All of his projects, all of his TV shows, movies, whatever, they're fantastic. I can't really think of one that I don't like. They're all fantastic. Haunting a Hill House, Haunting a Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, which I liked a little bit less than some of his other works. Still super, super solid. I just watched Dr. Sleep for the first time a few weeks ago. That was awesome. But the fact that he's teaming back up with Stephen King to do yet another adaptation of his, I'm on board. You don't even have to tell me what it is. All you really have to say is Mike Flanagan and Stephen King are going to be working together on another adaptation. Fantastic. I don't give a shit. I don't care what it is. I'm on board. The man is a fucking genius. He's finally putting out, at least somebody figured out how to put out a Stephen King adaptation and have it not be shit. Granted, in recent years we've definitely been getting much better adaptations. Be it It. I still personally really like It. Gerald's Game was fantastic. I really liked, was it 1922? I think it was. Those were both on Netflix. I never got a chance to see 11/22/63, but I mean, I didn't hear anything bad about it. But still, the fact that Mike Flanagan is gearing up to do yet another Stephen King adaptation, this is so good. It'll be a 8-episode adaptation. The original director, Brian De Palma, was the first to adapt Carrie to the silver screen, and then several horrible follow-ups later, including The Rage, Carrie 2. There was a 2002 telepicture, and then the 2013 remake, which, I completely forgot any of those existed until I was fucking researching for this goddamn episode. It's like, I didn't need to remember all of those shit fucking projects. They're horrible. They're horrible. I didn't even entertain the idea of seeing the 2013 remake. I saw the trailer and I went, nope, not for me. Ghostface invades Hunt Showdown 1896 as a new hunter on October 24th. Apparently, Ghostface has decided to join Crytek's Hunt Showdown 1896 this Halloween as a new hunter, complete with his own weapons, which include the Hush, a Frontier 73C silencer, Whisper, Bornheim No. 3 silencer, as well as the Life Taker tool, a literal knife. Duh. I mean, if you're gonna have Ghostface, you kind of have to give him a fucking... I just give him the knife. Does he really need a gun? Just throw the knife, fuck it. In collaboration with Farm World, the iconic Scream Killer will arrive in the Ghostface Rampage DLC on October 24th for Steam, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5. I've never played Hunt. It's on my list. Looks super interesting. I like the Western aesthetic they got going on there. Ghostface though, I mean, he looks pretty badass, but like, why Ghostface? I don't know. Maybe it's for the upcoming Scream movie that they're working on. But I mean, if I had Hunt Showdown, I would most likely pick up this DLC. I mean, he's a good pick for that. Reverse horror title Carrion coming to mobile devices this month. Publisher Devolver Digital, which if you don't know about Devolver Digital, that's probably one of the most creative game publishers or developers that I've ever fucking seen. I don't know how they do it. They come up with like the most weirdest of ideas and they turn them into fantastic games. Case in point, Cult of the Lamb. I played that for a little while, and on paper you'd think that game would fall apart, but as you play it, it's like it hooks you in like very quickly, and the gameplay is super satisfying. So Devolver, I don't know what the fuck they're drinking or eating or fucking doing. I don't know what spells they're casting over at Devolver, but every time they have a weird, just like out of this world idea, it makes them like so much fucking money. So with Devolver and developer Phobia Game Studio, they've announced that Carrion is coming to iOS and Android. Rumor has it, though, that they are eyeing a October 31st release date. Well, we'll see, because I haven't really seen or heard anything else. Pre-registration is available. Carrion is available right now on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC via Steam, basically everything. Everything. Like, if you've had a console in the past, 15 years, you could probably play it. Smile 2 is topping the charts with a whopping $46 million worldwide opening, which makes me smile. Haha, pun. We watched the first Smile, and I don't care. I know a lot of people don't really like it. I don't give a shit. That was such a great movie. I had a lot of fun with that movie. I like that movie better than, we'll say, there's another movie it's very similar to, but I like Smile better than the movie that came before it. I'm not gonna mention what it is, because that is a red hot take that I don't want to spoil for this episode. That will definitely be for an episode down the line, because I think the hot take I have for this one is a little bit more applicable than that one. But we'll put a pin in that. We'll definitely come back to that, because I have a lot to say about that down the line. Underwater survival game Subnautica 2 has been announced for PC and Xbox. Coming in 2025 via early access on Steam and the Epic Store, Series X and S, and Game Pass. I never played the first Subnautica because I don't like the ocean. It fills me with a deep sense of dread. I don't like the ocean. It's also why I don't like movies like Open Water and Open Water 2. I can't handle those movies. Okay. I have a very strong stomach. I've watched a lot of horror movies over the years. I can't do water. No water. What is that called? Thalassophobia? If that's what it's called, I absolutely fucking have it. But I would absolutely recommend the first Subnautica because I've seen people play that, and although I don't think it would really fit so great with me, it does look like a lot of fun. It's basically it's a farming simulator. If you like farming simulators that are under the ocean, then absolutely check that out. Alien Romulus is getting an official VHS release from 20th Century Studios. This was not on my fucking bingo card for 2024. Number one, my bingo card for 2024 did not have an Alien movie that I was actually going to like, let alone the fact that it was going to get a VHS release. For some of the younger listeners, VHSs were plastic bricks we used to put in machines so we could watch movies before DVDs, before digital release. 20th Century Studios have announced that they'll be releasing Alien Romulus on a limited edition VHS on December 3rd, 2024. The film is now available on digital and will be released on 4K UHD, Blu-ray, and DVD on December 3rd, with exclusive bonus features including featurettes with filmmakers Fede Alvarez and Ridley Scott, behind-the-scenes content, and alternate and extended scenes. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be picking up the VHS release because I don't have much room left in the house to buy collector's editions of anything, but I really want to know what some of those alternate and extended scenes are, especially if there's like an alternate ending. There's really nothing about Romulus that I would change. Maybe a couple things, but that overall, that was a fantastic Alien movie. If you miss the old school feeling of like Alien and Aliens, go watch Romulus. Romulus was fantastic. And we're also going to put a pin into Romulus because we're going to come back to that in a little bit. Moving on, got a few quick ones here. Shudder officially announces VHS 8 for a 2025 release. Great. I'm not really looking forward to that because I think we saw VHS technically 3 and 4, and I really wasn't all that impressed. So I'll probably look up a trailer when it actually gets one. But VHS 1 and 2 are like goddamn perfect. Should have just left it at that. I could literally watch VHS 1 and 2 all day, every day. They're fantastic. Godzilla Minus One returns to theaters for Godzilla's 70th anniversary nationwide starting November 1st, 2024, merely weeks away. Strangers Chapter 2 official teaser trailer has been released. And Phasmophobia is finally coming to consoles, PS5, PS2 VR2, and Xbox Series on October 29th. Finally. Now granted, I mean, I've been playing that game on PC for basically since it came out, but I'm glad that they're finally putting out the console version so now they can stop talking about it. Because they've literally been talking about it for I want to say 2 years now. Good. Finally. Now, a whole new batch of players can get into this game because Phasmophobia has come a long fucking way from where it first came out. And I will go on record saying it is quite possibly one of the scariest fucking games I've ever played. You play I would play Phasmophobia just by myself and in the dark at 11 o'clock at night. All the lights are off. I don't know what's scarier, playing that with all the lights off or playing Outlast with all the lights off and nobody home. It's I guess I'm not sleeping tonight now, am I? Next, we got Terrifier 3 coming to Steelbook, 4K, and a Blu-ray release. Pre-orders for Steelbook, 4K Ultra HD, 4K UHD. Isn't that the same thing? Blu-ray and DVD from Bloody Disgusting, Screambox, and Cineverse. Amazon's exclusive collector's box set includes the film on 4K UHD and Blu-ray, along with a Terrifier 3 ornament, Art the Clown mini mask, Terrifier 3 barf bag, because I'm assuming you're gonna need one of those, Art the Clown enamel pin, Terrifier 3 box of soap, and Art the Clown selfie Polaroid replicas. Special features include Making of Terrifier 3, Eulogy Log, Bloody Stills Collection, documentary sneak peek, Art Attack. Unfortunately, at this time, no release date has been announced. Now, I do eventually plan on seeing Terrifier 3. We just watched Terrifier 1 and 2 a couple of weeks ago. It was completely not what I thought it was going to be. That shit was awesome. Oh my God. That sent me right back to 80s old school slashers. That shit is awesome. 1 was good. I liked 1. But then we saw 2. 2 blows 1 out of the fucking water. They did all of that on that little of a budget. That's fucking amazing. So either go see Terrifier 3 out in the theaters right now, or hang around a little bit and wait for the physical copy to be released. Next, we got The Conjuring: Last Rites. Filming has begun on the franchise's final installment. Last Rites will release into theaters on September 5th, 2025. In addition to another movie, a series for Max was originally announced in April of 2023, and development still continues here in 2024. Now, I have an issue with this. They should have stopped. They should have stopped at 2. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. I love 2. 1 is fantastic. I loved 1. 1 was great. We saw that shit in the theaters. That was awesome. I love 1. 2 was good, not as good as 1, but 2 is still super solid. It should have stopped. Because when we saw 3, I was so fucking disappointed. That was bad. No. Like, they completely moved away from what those movies are supposed to be about. Those movies are supposed to be about the relationship between Ed and Lorraine, and then kind of the case is secondary. Like, you have to continue to build the relationship between the two, or else it's gonna fucking fall apart. Well, that's what happened in the third one. That's why I hate it. They might as well not even be in the same scene. That's how cold they are. On top of that, movie didn't even really know what it wanted to be. So the fact that they're coming out with a 4th one, I'm not super hyped for. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to look up a trailer for it whenever it drops. No. Like, by chance, if it actually gets good reviews or like decent, good. I'm not looking for decent. I want to see good reviews. Like, tell me this is an actual good movie, and then maybe I'll think about going to see it. On top of the fact that now there's trying to get a series off the ground, no, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. There's already too many bad movies in the Conjuring universe. Let's just leave it alone. Just do something else. The Creep Tapes now has an official trailer with 6 new tapes coming this November. The Creep Tapes continue to unravel the mind of a secluded serial killer who lures videographers into his world with the promise of a paid job documenting his life. A brand new small screen expansion of this found footage horror franchise is heading to Shudder this coming November. Mark Duplass will reprise his leading role in the 6-episode Shudder original series set to premiere Friday, November 15th on Shudder and AMC+. The series will debut with a 2-episode premiere followed by new episodes releasing weekly on Fridays on both platforms. If you haven't seen, Creep is fantastic. Creep is it does exactly what it sounds like it's going to do. It creeped me the fuck out. I'm not normally a fan of found footage movies because most of the ones I've seen suck. There are some good ones. Don't bite my head off, or go ahead, call me an idiot down in the comments. I don't give a shit. There are a handful of good found footage movies. More often than not, they suck. Creep, however, Creep 1 and 2, those were good. Super fucking creepy. Like, you literally don't know what the fuck is gonna happen next. That's how crazy this motherfucker is. Like, you don't know if he's gonna give you a handshake or if he's gonna stab you in the fucking stomach. That's how unhinged this guy was. So since they're coming out with an actual 6-episode series, I'll absolutely look into that. I'll sign right back up with Shudder and watch that shit. October video game releases. On October 1, we had Predator Hunting Grounds for PC and Series X and S and PS5. October 4th was Until Dawn for PC and PS5. On the 8th, we had Silent Hill 2 Remake for PC and PS5, which I will absolutely buy on sale because I'm not paying $70 for it. So I'm probably going to wait till Steam's winter sale to pick that shit up, and then I'm going to play it in about 3 days. On the 15th, we had Daisy Frostline expansion for PC, Series X and S, and PS5. The 17th was A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead for PC, Series X and S, and PS5, which looked interesting. I might look into that. I've only seen the first Quiet Place, so I might either pick that up or I might watch a couple of the other movies first before I pick that up. On the 18th was Retro Realms Halloween and Ash vs. the Evil Dead for PC, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, so it's basically everything from the past 12 years. No More Room in Hell 2 for PC on the 22nd. Axis Unseen for PC also on the 22nd. And for some of you old school retro players, Clock Tower Rewind is coming on the 29th of October for PS5, PS4, Switch, and mobile. All right, what has Haunted been watching for the month of October? We watched a fuckload of movies this month. Halloween is my favorite month. I don't know if you've noticed. I fucking love Halloween and I love horror movies. So therefore I love October because I get to sit on the couch for hours on end, watch all of my either favorite horror movies or new horror movies, and I don't get judged. So fuck you. Some of the ones we watched, I'm not going to name everything I watched this month, but I will name some of the notable ones. Like up first, we had The Platform 2. Holy fucking shit. Why did they make this movie? Like the original Platform was so good. It dealt with one of my favorite like story concepts, class war. Class war is super interesting and super frightening. That's not here. That's not here at all. I don't know what Platform 2 was. I went into that expecting more of the first one. Nope, that's not what it is. Like it starts off interesting, but then like halfway through it just fucking falls apart and has an even more confusing ending than the first one did. So no, won't be watching that one again. This one's kind of a we saw this at the end of September, but because of this franchise's legacy, I'm going to include it here. We saw Alien Romulus in the theaters, and holy shit, as I was saying before, that movie was amazing. Not perfect. It still had its flaws, but where it sits in the Alien timeline is fucking amazing. Literally every minute of that movie, it's respectfully paying homage to like every single other Alien movie. Literally from the first like 15 seconds to the last 15 seconds. Fede Alvarez, I have a lot of respect for Fede Alvarez because he did his fucking homework for this. He knows his shit. Obviously, I had some issues, but the pros far outweigh the cons on this one. Finally, after years, we finally get a good Alien movie. Highly recommend. That was fantastic. If you didn't see it in the theaters, that sucks for you, because that was definitely something you should have seen in the theaters. That was so much fun. Next we had Salem's Lot. That's gonna be for me. That's gonna be a big. That was bad. No. I don't even know what that fucking movie was. That was just a rush job is what that was. It was just let's rush to the ending. That's what that is. I didn't care about anybody. Some of the effects were kind of cool. I mean, the vampires were cool, but like I didn't care about the characters. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. The movie basically assumes you've already like read the book and seen all the other movies. Look, I haven't, okay? I'm not a big fan of having to do homework to watch a movie. It's another reason why I'm not a big MCU guy. I don't want to have to do fucking homework to understand a movie, okay? There are some exceptions. Very few. There are some exceptions. But overall, if I have to do homework, or if I have to like go out of my way to like watch a show in order to understand the fucking movie I'm about to see, no, you failed as a writer. As a storyteller, you failed. Now, these last two, although they're in no way related to each other at all, we did something kind of interesting with these last two movies. So we watched The Menu with Ray Fiennes, John Leguizamo, Anya Taylor-Joy, I think her name is. So The Menu, I don't know if you would really classify this as horror, because it doesn't follow any of the normal like horror rules and tropes, but the story is really interesting. Like I like it, I don't know why I like it. It's like I'm gonna have to watch this a few more times. I really liked The Menu. I don't know why. The Menu is let's pull up IMDb here. The Menu is a young couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. Now, you would think that this would basically be like, hey, what would Gordon Ramsay be like if he was basically a serial killer? That's kind of how I went into this. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what it is. This movie has a lot to say, and I think I'm gonna have to watch it at least a couple more times in order to actually really put together everything that it's trying to say, because it throws a lot of information at you like at once. not exposition wise, but like you got to really pay attention. I would highly recommend The Menu. Now, we also watched a movie called The Hunt. Now, this was not planned. This was not planned at all. Like we watched The Menu on Amazon Prime. I still had a couple more hours, at least a couple more hours before I had to go to bed so I can go to work. So I basically I let the next movie play. I had it set to autoplay, so it just played the next movie. And my wife turned to me and she goes, "What's this?" I go, "I don't know. This is like, you can't get any more fair than that. I have no idea what it is. So therefore, I've never seen any trailers. I have no reviews. I have no idea what I did look up the rating when I actually saw what it was. I did look up the rating, and it had a surprisingly high rating, which I think was about like 6 or 7 on IMDb, which is normally average. It had a surprisingly high rating, which was why we kept watching it. All right, let's check this out. I have no idea what this is, and we basically went in completely blind. Holy shit, that was the best idea ever. Like, that movie was so much goddamn fun. I don't want to spoil too much. So again, we'll go back to IMDb and I'll read the synopsis here. It's 12 strangers wake up in a clearing or a field. They don't know where they are or how they got there. They don't know how they've been chosen for a specific purpose, the hunt. So it's basically like, think the Hunger Games-ish. Like, loosely the Hunger Games. Like, everybody wakes up in a field and they're being hunted. Again, same thing as I said before. You wouldn't think this would work on paper. You'd think this would be, pretty boring, but shit, we had so much goddamn fun watching this movie. It's thrilling, there's action, there's some freaky, creepy moments. It's funny, it's campy. Like, I would absolutely, like, if you want to watch a movie where, like, I just want to watch a movie. I just want to turn my brain off for a couple of hours, and that's all I want to do. I just want to turn my brain off. This is the movie for you, The Hunt. Watch The Hunt. It's on Amazon Prime. All right, on to our main topic of the day. Top 5 favorite movies with the best unexpected or favorite opening scenes. Now, I don't know if these are really like my top 5 favorite movies, but these are the top 5 that just shot right into my head as soon as I thought of this sentence. And in no particular order. This is how I'm not rating these. I can't rate these. These are all so good. So in no particular order, we'll just start right from the top. Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods starts off with a fucking bang. Like, I remember when I saw Cabin in the Woods, my first thought was, am I seeing the right movie? Am I in the right theater? Because I don't think this is right. Because Cabin in the Woods starts off with, you got 2 assholes in basically a golf cart, just like driving around an office, just bullshitting, just having a stupid conversation. And for the first 3, 4, 5 minutes, I legit thought I was watching a completely different movie. Until the title card pops up and bam, Cabin in the Woods. That is a fantastic way to open the movie. I can't think, that basically subverts all expectations. It's like, all right, well, buckle up because this is gonna be a ride, and holy shit, was that movie a ride. Next on my list is a Dawn of the Dead remake. Now, I say remake because I like the opening scene for the remake just a little bit better than the OG. Now, granted, the OG and the remake, they're super close in my head. You can't beat the OG. It's the OG for a reason. It's a fantastic again, if you haven't seen Dawn of the Dead OG, where have you been? I don't know if anybody's going to agree. I don't give a shit. I don't know if anybody's going to agree with me on this, but I really like the Dawn of the Dead remake. I thought it was super, super solid, including the beginning, 10 minutes. You get to see shit hit the fan. You get to see people, well, the main character, I should say, she has a normal life, and then you get to see the turn. You get to see society plummet, just fucking free fall, just to shit. What movies do you actually get to see that in? Normally, whenever, especially zombie movies, you're already in it. You don't get to see the downfall. I can only think, the only ones I can think of that actually you get to see it are Dawn of the Dead remake and the beginning of Last of Us. You actually get to see the chaos. And anybody who knows me, I love chaos. It's fun to watch. So just that alone absolutely earns a spot on my list. Just her, in the house with the kid. Her husband dies. She gets in the car and she just fucking drives away, and you get to see all the fucking chaos. Kind of like how what's the other zombie movie? Zombieland. Duh. Similar. You get to see you get to see clips and pieces of society basically just crumbling. Next we got Final Destination 2. If you are a millennial like myself, we all agree. We may not agree on anything, but we all agree on this. If we're driving on the highway, we will not drive behind a logging truck. No, it will not happen. I will either take my foot off the gas or I will do 100 to get past that motherfucker. We all can agree at least on that. What a fantastic fucking opening. That movie basically traumatized an entire generation in about 10 minutes, if that, maybe 5 minutes. I don't know everybody I know that has either seen that movie or seen that clip and drives, we all have the same thing. I will not be behind either a logging truck or some kind of a truck where like it's easy for whatever they're hauling to just fall the fuck out. No. The chaos. Oh, I love chaos. The chaos that ensues once that scene actually like gets going. Oh, it's chilling. It's fucking frightening. And it's fantastic. It's awesome. Fucking love that scene. Just simply because they successfully I don't even know if they meant to do this. They traumatized an entire generation for years to come. There are not many filmmakers that can say that they've been able to do that. Again, absolutely earns a spot on my list. Now, these last two are kind of interchangeable to me because these last two really are like two of my like these two would be in like my top three. Because whenever I think great opening scenes for horror movies, these are usually the first two movies that come to mind. Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship as a whole is not a good movie. It's really not. It's basically like The Shining on the ocean. That's what it is. That's like how when people were describing action movies like in the 80s and the 90s, it's like it's Die Hard, but it's on a boat. Yeah, that's Under Siege. Or it's Die Hard, it's on a bus. Yeah, that's Speed. Ghost Ship is basically just The Shining, just on a boat. That's what it is. It is an inferior version. However, the opening scene is chilling. Just the music mixed with just the overall vibe, the very the kind of cozy, smoky kind of like crooning of like I guess you could say like almost like a bar, like a upscale bar in like the 50s or 60s. Just a very homey type of a feel that quickly gets cut down as everybody else gets cut in half, while this little girl is standing in the middle of the fucking dance floor, surrounded by legs and torsos. What the fuck were they? What the fuck was the writer on when he wrote that? That's like a fever dream. Like, how do you come up with that? Like, I could smoke all the pot in the world and I don't think I'd be able to come up with a scene like that. Which is why whenever I think great opening scenes, you have to put Ghost Ship, at least the first 10 minutes of Ghost Ship, you have to put Ghost Ship in there. The rest of the movie is really not good, especially the fucking twist, a bullshit twist. But the first 10 minutes of Ghost Ship it's fucking fantastic. It's because you don't see it coming. You don't see it coming until it's basically too late. And because of that, it will always earn a spot on my list. Now, this last one we got, not only is it one of my favorite opening scenes of all time, it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Like, this movie is absolutely in my top 10. Scream. The opening scene for Scream is basically fucking legendary at this point, for two reasons, really. Because of how meta the opening scene is, meaning like you're watching a horror movie, but they're talking about surviving in horror movies, and they're talking about you know, like horror movie trivia. It's very fourth wall breaking, which I love shit like that. I love movies that can tastefully break the fourth wall. A lot of movies, they'll just break the fourth wall just because it's there. No. If you're gonna break the fourth wall, you have to have a reason to do it. You have to do it tastefully, or at least that's how I feel. The other thing is, and I don't know if any other movie had done this before Scream, but Scream effectively played a shell game where you thought Drew Barrymore was going to be the lead for the entire, it was the lead. You thought she was going to be in the entire movie. She's on the fucking box art. She's on the poster. She's in the movie like 10 minutes. She's front and center on the poster. And they basically pulled the rug out and killed her, and they kill her in the first 10 minutes. Like that right there, that basically shows you, hey, look, whatever you thought this movie was going to be, fucking forget it, because we're about to blow your goddamn mind. And they did. There's a reason why that movie has so many goddamn sequels. It's because the first movie is so, not only is the first movie so legendary, that first scene is so iconic. Everybody knows it. And that's why, for me personally, I would probably have to put the opening scene for Scream at my number one. I know I said I wasn't gonna rate these, I wasn't gonna really put these in any particular order, but Scream, for me, that has to be number one. Because that's the type of opening where once you get past it, you literally have no idea what's gonna happen next. Whatever preconceived thoughts you had, gone, throw them away. Nope, whatever you thought, throw it away. All right, and to close out our first episode of the Electric Graveyard podcast, I have a hot take, and I hope it pisses everybody off, because it really pisses me off. In fact, before I even say what it is, quick, everybody, go down to the comments and tell me how wrong you think I am, because I know a lot of people love this. Are you ready? I fucking hate Dead by Daylight. I hate it. I think it's a shit game. I don't understand why people like it. I don't understand why people play it. It's not a good game. It's boring. I hate it. I hate the fact that, who are the developers for Dead by Daylight? Behavior? I hate the fact that over the years, they've been gobbling up all of my favorite horror villains and shoving them into this pile of shit of a game. Like my favorite one. My top three, one of my top three favorite horror movies of all time is Nightmare on Elm Street. When I found out that they were putting Freddy into Dead by Daylight, I almost snapped my phone in half. Why? Why must you gobble up? Why must you take all of my favorite horror villains, especially the iconic ones, and just plug them into? Why? No. If you want to play a game like Dead by Daylight, play Evil Dead. Play the Evil Dead game. That was fantastic. That was 10 times more fun than Dead by Daylight. Or fucking play Outlast Trials. That's actually scary. Dead by Daylight is not scary. Dead by Daylight's boring. Oh boy. What do? Go fix the fucking generators. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. I don't understand how that's fun. I guess it could be fun if like you got a bunch of people and you don't really give a shit about gameplay or mechanic wise. Fine, I get it. Fine. But I hate the fact that it's basically like what Ryan Murphy's been doing for like the better part of 15 years now with the American Horror Show. Like they hit it big and then they just came up with a formula and said, all right, well, we're just going to keep cranking this shit out regardless of whether or not it's actually good. Yep, that's what they did. So yeah, I hate Dead by Daylight. I don't think it's fun. And yes, I have played it. And yes, I have played it for more than 5 minutes. I played it. I think I have probably like 20 or 30 hours into Dead by Daylight. I hate it. It's not, I don't think it's fun. I don't think it's fun. No, I don't. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm not shitting on anybody for playing the game. Hey, if you like a game, if you like Dead by Daylight, babe, good for you. I don't put down people that like other things that I don't like. That's how we relate to each other. If you don't like it, fine. Just understand, I hate it. Then again, if you think I'm super wrong or if I'm super off base, tell me in the comments. Tell me I'm an asshole. I don't care. What am I gonna do? I'm just some asshole behind a couple of screens and a microphone. Go ahead, do it. I dare you. All right, guys. I think we have successfully crossed the electric graveyard. We have finally made it to the other side. Everybody still got their fingers and toes? Nobody lost any feet? I think I saw a zombie trying to crawl out of one of those graves back there. Everybody good? All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for listening, guys. If you like the podcast, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so, absolutely hit that subscribe button so that you can see the next time one of these episodes drops. And again, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, absolutely put it in the comments. Let's see. We'll walk away with this. We'll walk away with this question here. Do you think Matthew Lillard's Stu Macher is still alive? I think he is. Do you think he is? Put that down in the comments. I'll put all the links to the news articles down in the description, along with my Twitter handle if you want to get a hold of me directly. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. I've been your host, Haunted. Happy Halloween, everybody, and we'll see you next month.